Alright guys, this was requested by multiple people, so I'm going to give you all an updated tour of the LP Cave. And we'll start on this wall. So this is my big display of stuff. All of my collector's edition Souls figurines, hard copies of my favorite video games, my favorite movies, my favorite books to read. Anything of interest to me finds a way onto this shelf in some capacity. These are the two guitars that I play. I switch back and forth between these all the time. They're both just higher end LTDs. The white one is called the Arctic Metal, and the black one is called the Black Metal. The white one stays in D standard for things like Death. I'm a huge fan of Death. You guys probably know that by now. And all of their stuff is in D standard, so I like to use that guitar for things like Death, Sylosis, anything like that. And then the black guitar stays in standard tuning for things like hair metal and thrash metal, because I'm a huge fan of those genres as well. I kind of jump around all over the place when I play guitar. And I play those things through this, the Boss Katana Mark II Artist. I cannot speak highly enough about this amp. For something that you can just plug into and just destroy, it's great. This is the best amp I've ever owned. If you're looking for something that gets incredibly loud and will get you just brutal tones, highly recommend this. Boss Katana Mark II Artist. Look it up if you're in the market. It is very, very good. This corner is blank. I haven't found anything to decorate it yet, but I just moved in. The sky's the limit, right? This door goes out to the back deck. This is a utility closet. And this is a chair that I use. This is the Secret Lab Titan, is what it's called. I recommend this chair a lot. It's expensive, but it's built really well. It's very comfortable. Highly recommended. And if you wanted to game for extended periods of time or stream or whatever your jam is, you want something like this. Something that's built well, something that's going to allow you to sit comfortably for that amount of time that you're doing that. So I recommend this chair a lot. I do have a crap ton of soundproofing up, like you probably will notice from the commentary in episode 12, Shadow of the Erdtree. That was before all of this stuff went up, so tons of soundproofing in this office just to help with the echo. Now we're going to talk about the nerd stuff. I'm going to go into detail about my actual setup and what I use. So, try not to fall asleep. This tower is great. I named it Ecthelion. Somebody's going to get that joke. I built this thing from ground up, found all the pieces myself individually, paid MSRP for all of them, and that was during the COVID market. So, I'm really proud of this thing because I found a way to build it for completely MSRP, including the GPU, because we all remember how garbage that was for a second. Stood in the cold for hours to get that thing at MSRP. But it is an MSI Ventus 3070. It's a triple fan. This thing has the Ryzen 5950X processor. It's got, I can never remember the amount, 64 or 68, one of the two, gigs of RAM at 3600, and it's good. This thing's gravy. It does everything I want it to do, exactly the way I want it done. I've never had to swap or upgrade a part since I bought it. It's money. These monitors I got for a really good price. These are just like Samsung 5-inch monitors, and the purpose of these versus regular computer speakers is that I like to route my guitar through the computer and play around with things like SLT tones and do a lot of digital stuff, trying to work on writing my own music for my channel. More on that later. I do use the DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5 to do all of my Steam gameplay. The PlayStation 5 is in a much better spot than it was before. If y'all remember the last tour I did of my office, it was sitting on the edge and gave a lot of people anxiety. I caught a lot of flack for that, but it's in a much better spot. It doesn't have to lay flat or anything. It's got plenty of room to breathe, and it's secure. That's the important thing. This is my capture card that I use for capturing console gameplay. This is the Elgato 4K 60S Plus. This is the second one I've had. So far, there's nothing wrong with this one, but the first one took a shit on me, so just be wary of that. This is just my router and my modem. I didn't have another spot to put them, so I had to put them on the desk. I guess they're fine. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2 i2. So this thing is kind of like my hub center for all the digital stuff, like routing guitar through the computer, and it's also imperative for this. The Shure SM7B, this is the best mic I've ever used. If you're looking for a microphone for content creation, there's a reason that this thing is king. There's a reason that everybody uses this microphone. Highly recommended. It is so crisp. It's so good. Leagues better than the other one I used to use for years. Look into that if you're in the market for a mic. But it's XLR only. There's no USB variant for this mic, so I route it via XLR down to the Focusrite, and that is how I use it. I still have the same Corsair mouse and keyboard that I've been using for over a decade now, I think, and I'm going to use them until they break. I don't see any reason to get rid of them. And I'm still using the same two monitors. These are just an Asus monitor. It's 28 inches, 4K, and you can get them for like $130 a pop on Amazon. You can't beat that. I highly recommend these monitors. Not had a single issue with them since I've been using them, and it's been like 2 years now, over that. So I actually have a third one. I use one for my job, and I work from home, so it's in my bedroom, which is where my work desk is. But if you're looking for a 4K monitor that's affordable and it doesn't need to be something that's huge and fancy and curved, go for these. They're nice. And then the headphones that I use, I get questions on these too. I'm a Sennheiser geek. The headphones that I started using 12 years ago when I started doing YouTube were the HD 558s. These are the HD 599 SE, which stands for Special Edition. I don't know what that means, but I just know that Sennheiser's never let me down. I'm a huge fan of Sennheiser. If you're looking for headphones that are super comfortable and will deliver the best sound quality that you can ask for, look into Sennheiser. Highly recommended. You're not going to buy a bad pair. These were only like $100. They're normally a lot more than that, but if you look on Amazon or whatever, pay attention to different outlets, and you can find good deals on Sennheiser's. Excellent headphones. Can't speak highly enough about them. But yeah, that is my whole setup. On this wall, we've got the content creation stuff. On this wall, we've got guitar stuff. And then I've got my big shelf of things. And then I also have some artwork and stuff, just basic decorations. This is the Dark Souls 2 map that came with the collector's editions of that game on PlayStation 3. This is a hand-drawn artwork that I got at the Renaissance Festival. It's Castlevania, the Netflix series in particular. That's the map of Skyrim. Again, got that with the PlayStation 3 hard copy when it launched in 2012. That map has been with me for a very long time. And then these are just some more artwork stuff that I got at Comic-Cons, things like that. So yeah, that's my setup. If you guys have any questions on any of the gear that I use, no matter what it is, it could be from this side of the room, it could be from this side of the room, it could be any of this. If you have any questions on any of my stuff, if you want to know how I do what I do, how I make things sound the way they sound, or just want to know about content creation and things like that, if you're wanting to get started and you don't know where to begin, or you're not sure what you want to do or how to do it, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm always happy to answer questions and talk about that stuff.